Okay, we're ready to get started on Beached Whalers Part 5, and I got my palette laid out already. Same colors we were using before. Just refresh the blue and the burnt sienna, the red, the raw sienna, and a new gob of white. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit more white out because we're going to be using a good bit of that. Now I'm going to start blocking in these shapes with my brand new number 6 flat. I like a nice new brush sometimes to start laying in areas that are fairly small and need to stay fairly sharp, unlike the clouds. So we're going to get this background island mass in. I'm going to start off with a bunch of raw sienna, some white. It's not that important really what the color is at this point because it's going to get painted over several more times. But we just want to establish the shape, so we'll start with this kind of neutral brown mix here. Okay. Now the main thing we got to be real careful of here is being sure that this is the horizon line we're drawing. So it's got to look parallel with the top and the bottom and at right angles to the sides, or everything else you do after this won't look right if that horizon is off. Now as I'm laying this out, I'm being more concerned with where the top of the line is going with my edge of my brush rather than the bottom of the line. And then this is going to kind of fade off into some little, and we'll bump it up and down a little bit. Give it a little relief. Alrighty, now there's some background hills. I guess it would be the mainland that's over on the other side of this island. So we're going to mix up a much bluer version of this St. Gray here. And just a little lighter in value. And we're going to put some of this over the top of this. This probably is a little dark. And we'll just put some little bits of that here and there. Alright, now we're going to come back with some very light warm mixture with some red. This is going to be for the beach. On the front side of this island here, so this wants to be pretty light. And I'm water raw sienna already. Quiet back there. There we go. That'll get us started. Now I don't want it to be too light because this is supposed to be sort of faded off in the distance a little bit, but get some of this excess off my brush. Okay. I think the beach in, we're just sort of here and there. Again, I'm not worrying about where the bottom of the stroke goes because I can clean that up later. I'm just working on with the top part of the brush. And as this goes off to the distance, fade that out. And there's a beach. Now what we can do is clean off our brush. Clean it, sorry, I'm talking with a brush in my mouth. Clean off the brush and just clean up the bottom of this. Okay, now while we're in the background, I'm looking at my reference and I've got a house sitting on the island, so I'm going to block that in. And I think I'll use that kind of a medium gray mixture for that. Just get the shape of it in here. That's all it is, little house. And the other thing that's kind of fun about this particular site is we're looking actually over at Wallops Island, which is one of NASA's earliest space launch. I don't know what you would call it, fields or whatever, and they're in the background here. So we're just going to put a couple of gantries in the background for those. They're really over further, but we'll put some in here. Just add a little interest there. And I also see there's a water tower up there in the distance, so we'll go to a pretty small detail brush here and go back to a little bit of our light mixture, and I guess somewhere in here. And on the house, we'll go back and get a little bit up way down there. And then that tower has a stem to it. Make that the darker color. And that adds a little interest to the background a little bit there. All right. Now I'm ready to start blocking in that background boat, so I'm going to go back to this nice sharp new number 3 flat. Go back to it's in shadow, so it's pretty blue. And we're just going to block in a little darker yet.